Placer gold exploration and mining began in this region with Russian explorers in the early 1800s, after the American purchase of the Alaska Territory from Russia in 1867. Exploration and mining activities increased from there. An Italian immigrant named Felix Pedro discovered gold in the Fish Creek drainage that then attracted many prospectors and miners to further explore in the valley. Although Felix claimed all the main drainages in this area, this did not stop others to further explore in the northeast region of Fairbanks. Although the drive to find gold was big, the reality of getting the gold was not easy. Commonly affiliated with placer mining is the symbol of gold panning, which was a popular method to find the gold. But at Fish Creek, the gold was found much deeper below the surface. Miners would have to dig very deep into the ground in order to access the gold, but the need for water was quite competitive in order to wash the gold. The long cold winters left a layer of permafrost that had to be thawed each season, but this did not stop these hardworking miners' drive to get their gold. The miners would first dig prospect shafts in the winter to avoid the summer soggy conditions, and use fire to thaw a lot of the frozen ground in order to continue getting gold in the cold months. When dredge line techniques were introduced, this transformed the method of mining for many years. Today, the technology and methods that have evolved have fundamentally changed mining operations entirely.
Hi everyone, so I'm going to give you a quick introduction to our site using our 2020 flyover. So the first stage of our process is mining, which occurs in the pit, and since we've been going for over 20 years now, it's pretty big and is over a mile across. From the pit, the rock can go to 3 destinations. If it doesn't have a lot of gold in it, we send it to a waste dump on the outside of the pit. If it's around just under 1 part per million gold, we send it to our mill, which is numbers 2 through 4, where we take it up to 90% gold. And if it's lower grade material, down to 1 part per 10 million gold, we send it to our heap leach for processing. So talking about our future, Fort Knox has a really exciting next few years in front of us. We've established our new foundation in Alaska with the Gilmore project, and more recently buying the Peak Gold project that's down in Tok. So operationally for the next few years, our goal is to get better at integrating new ore sources as we start to move the Peak ore back to process at the Fort Knox mill. And hopefully later this year, we're looking at a satellite deposit that's about 9 miles to the east called Gill that we also hope to truck ore back to the mill. While doing all this operationally, we've got a team of exploration geologists that are continuing to explore expansions for Fort Knox. And we are exploring on the west side of the pit and the east side of the pit that together could easily allow us to expand our mine life another 5 to 15 years. After we complete mining, though, because mining eventually does end, our goal will be to return the land to a situation that is very similar to what it was before. And we've demonstrated we can do this. One of the most exciting milestones we hit this year is the True North land that is right up on the top of Pedro Dome was handed back to the state. And what you can see here on the left is the before pictures when we were mining the area in the early 2000s, and what it looks like now after we've regraded it, added seed, and allowed vegetation to take over again. And on the right there's just a picture of the team that worked really hard to get this done. So walking through our milling process, this is where we get all the gold out from our higher grade ore. You see there a rendering of the big buildings and the big tanks. And now we're going to go back to the start of the process, which is the crusher, following our one belt, which is the biggest conveyor on site. So the crusher building is where the trucks come and park, and then they dump the rock from blasting into a big crusher. And all the crusher is a cone that spins around a circle, and it makes the rock smaller. And you can see that falling down into the surge bin below. From the surge bin, one feeder controls the flow, and then it goes up the belt and is dropped onto a big coarse ore stockpile. The reason we do this is so that the mill doesn't only run when the mine is running. Below the pile, there's 3 feeders again that control the flow into the first mill, which is an autogenous grinding mill. Once we're inside, you can see that first mill is the big one in the center, and then we have two mills on the outside. The outside mills are called ball mills. After the material comes out of the ag mill, it can either go to a cone crusher and then is sent out the other way for rehandling onto the heap leach, or it goes back up and around until it goes to the ball mills and is ready for further processing. So why gold? Gold's a very important metal for some industries, such as aerospace. It's used in satellites and even your phone for electronics. It's a very good conductor. And the other major use that gold has is it helps our banking and financial system work more efficiently, as it acts as a hedge for global currencies. So what we do with our gold is after we've got it into these small, dense bars you can see here, we ship them down to the lower 48. So they are sent for further refining to get to pure gold at 99% plus. And then they're sold on to different end consumers then. And that stage of the process is managed by Kinross's parent company. So our job in the process ends once it leaves our gates.
Before Fort Knox arrived, Fish Creek Valley was historically mined several times by several different methods. And in those early days, as a lot of this mining began in the early 1900s, there was no reclamation really done. One of the first things that Fort Knox did when they arrived is they recognized that this area really needed to be cleaned up. We reclaimed the valley to a wetland. They graded out all of the areas of erosion, revegetated everything, stopped the sedimentation that was creating the real problem.
At the time, we established a goal for post-reclamation to have somewhere between 800 and 1,600 Arctic grayling over 8 inches in this complex. I mean, we have a population of about 7,400 grayling over 8 inches. And we have a big population of Arctic grayling that successfully sustaining itself now. We have just about everything you can think of that lives in interior Alaska that would eat fish, bald eagles, osprey, nest on the nest platform that FGMI constructed on the reservoir. We've got mink, otter, egrets, loons, pretty much you name it, and they're here.
But also when you talk water quality, you got to talk the mine itself and protecting the Fish Creek Valley. So there is no processed water whatsoever, groundwater or surface water gets past our systems to come on down the valley. We have a whole group of people, environmental technicians, pond operators, mill folks who do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly inspections of all the facilities. Some of the facilities, such as the interceptor wells, are monitored continuously in the control room at the mill.
Well, I think the project has been very successful in that ultimately, once the mine is reclaimed and closed, this area would come back to the state and be used as a recreational area through state parks. I think it'll be a great place for that.
What's more Alaska than wetlands and grayling and burbot? I think this is a fantastic example of how mining and fish can not only coexist, but actually the fish can benefit from the efforts of mining.
At Kinross, safety is our #1 priority. Recently, we have reached 4 million hours with no lost time incidents. That's over 2 years of nearly 700 people not having an accident that made them lose time at work. However, the only safety record that truly matters is when each employee goes home safely to their families each day or night. We were honored in 2019 when the National Mining Association recognized Fort Knox's safety performance with the Sentinels of Safety Award, the most prestigious safety award in the United States. Fort Knox operations supported 1,150 jobs in the Fairbanks North Star Borough in 2019, including 650 direct jobs with the mine. And about 99% of our employees are hired directly from the Fairbanks area. In 2019, the mine contributed nearly $300 million to the Alaska economy through purchasing, taxes, wages, community donations, and support to over 90 local nonprofits. Did you know that Fort Knox mines all year round, even at 40 below zero? It might surprise you to learn that Fairbanks has the perfect climate for mining, and Fort Knox operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Another interesting fact about gold is an actual gold bar can weigh more than 60 pounds each. Kinross truly cares about the community, and we look for ways to get involved. Our primary legacy goal is that long after mining ceases and we are in the reclamation phase of mining, our commitment and love for the interior is evident in our ability to always put people first and to always look for ways that can positively impact the health, happiness, and well-being of this great community. An example of our long-term approach is giving our annual community fundraising match benefiting the Fairbanks Community Food Bank. Our mission at Fort Knox is to continue to earn the trust of our community by always doing what's right, not because it makes business sense, but because it makes sense for humanity and the environment. Doing the right thing is doing the right thing, no matter what business you are in.
Hey, my name's Robert Galino, work up here at Fort Knox. Prior to this, I was in the military 20 years, 7 months, 3 days. It actually landed me a job in security. I've been here at Fort Knox for 11 years now. Love being in mining. The people are great, the company's great, and you learn so much and get to see so much. And this right here is what we do.
My name is Cole Snodgrass, and I'm the drill and blast engineer here at Fort Knox. Big toys and big explosions have always been an intrigue of mine ever since the time of my youth, and mining in Alaska offers just that. Starting out in the Goldstream Valley, down the way at the Family Placer Mine, to the Carlin Trend in Nevada, and then now back here in Alaska, mining offers a very diverse field of opportunities and skills to learn and apply. Working out here at Fort Knox, where you get to work on strategizing on minimizing your footprint, maximizing production, and also the max benefit that you give back to the community, is one of the many reasons why I really like to work here. And besides all that, working here at Fort Knox never offers a dull day. It's always busy and new and exciting, so it's a great place to be.
Hi, I'm Tawny Creed, and I'm the operations analyst with Fort Knox Gold Mine. I really enjoy working for Fort Knox because it allows me the opportunity to work with numbers, work with large groups of people, and basically I get the opportunity to do math all day for people who don't want to. So, if you're a math lover like me, come to Fort Knox.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Josh Clark. I've worked at Fort Knox for 10 years now. I started here as a laborer, and I have moved up into the warehouse supervisor. They really do like to encourage internal promotions and hard work here, which is great, and one of the reasons that I enjoy mining. Another reason that I enjoy mining is because you build lifelong relationships with your coworkers. We see each other quite a bit, so you get to build those lifelong relationships, which is amazing. Another reason I like to work here is you get to see different aspects of the whole mining industry. Not only have I done warehouse work and laborers work, I got to do a little stint in continuous improvement and business optimization. So they really take you and they hone your skills in to promote within the company, which is a wonderful reason why you should work in mining. Also, they pay very well.
I'm Danny Poland. I work out here at Fort Knox as a crew mine shift supervisor. I've been mining out here for 10 and a half years. Before here, I worked in Prudhoe Bay as a mechanic. I wanted to be home a little more, a little closer to town, so come to Fort Knox. Great pay, good people. Company's great, takes good care of us. Extremely safety minded, make sure we're going home every day. I recommend going into mining. It's a great job with great benefits.
Hi, my name is Kelly Ranchoff. I've been with Fort Knox for a couple months working in the warehouse. And I first came to Fort Knox because it is an employer that in the community has an exceptional reputation. Everybody I know that works here is exceptionally happy. I've never heard anything bad about it. Things they do in the community are well known and also well respected. By far, I think Fort Knox is one of the top 5 employers in the entire state of Alaska. And I first started out mining when I was a kid growing up. I'd spend the summers out at a placer mine. And then growing up, I never really thought about it again until a friend of mine referred me here. And I started thinking about it, and I took the interview I got out here, and I really fell in love with mining. And since I've been out here, I've come to see things and do things and come to appreciate mining in Fort Knox in a whole new way and really love it here and can't wait to spend a career out here.
Hi, my name is Christine Wanamaker and I work here at Fort Knox in Fairbanks, Alaska. And I want to tell you some of the reasons. I can't tell you all of them because there's many reasons why I work here. But first of all, I get to run $1 million. Trucks are $5 million and I get to haul gold under the Northern Lights. So what's cooler than that? I also trained on bulldozers and rubber tire dozers and excavators, and I didn't have to pay for any of that training. I have no formal training. I came here, I started doing wild driving truck, and now I'm a heavy equipment operator. And I can take that with me anywhere I go, and Fort Knox gave that to me. And also, let's say I'm wearing a red hat. This represents that I'm with the ERT team, the emergency response team. So on top of operating equipment, if we get a call and someone's injured, I go to that. And Fort Knox went as far as to not only pay me my hourly wages while I went to get my EMT certification, they paid for my EMT training. If you worked anyplace else, you would have to take time off from work and you'd also have to pay for that. So many of my dreams have come true working here. It's changed my life. And you are very, very fortunate to be here in Alaska because this is one of the top jobs, probably the best job I will ever have, and I strongly encourage you to change your life too.
Hi, I'm the HR manager for Kinross Fort Knox. I've been here about a month, not very long, but come from a long history of industrial trades. A lot of times we look for things within our student population like accountability, dedication, interest in staying in their own community, or people who are interested in college opportunities and being able to go into some of the more professional trades like engineering. It doesn't matter what you're really interested in doing as long as it revolves around a mine. Mines have many different types of opportunities, anything from janitorial through engineering, contracts, and accounting. Professional development is always available within the organization here at Kinross. That's one of the reasons that I chose to come to Kinross, because of their development, their commitment to their people, their great wages and benefits to their families, making sure that you can work here and be able to take care of your family at the same time and continue to develop your careers. Kinross also has great corporate social responsibility, things that are important to me like the environment and education, working with the community, the state, and local partners to make sure that we can all live here and work here together. So things to think about when looking for a career opportunity, especially as you're getting out of high school, is what interests you the most? You don't even have to be good at those things right now, but where do you want to apply your focus? Is it something more in a technical trade, working with your hands, working with people? Are you looking for an environment to where you could come to work every day, sit in a truck, and not have to see people all day? It really is up to you and what you want to do. Kinross offers a lot of those opportunities to help explore what you're interested in doing in our community.